Hey guys, I'm having a little bit of an emotional day here today, and I kind of wanted to share this with you. I stumbled across something recently that really struck me, something I haven't seen in many years, and I think revisiting it is going to be really impactful to me. As you'll see, for once, I'm not in an anime t-shirt. This "Can't Sleep, Clowns Will Eat Me" repeatedly all the way down is the shirt I wore most commonly in the latter stages of my wrestling career. This shirt has seen literally a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, mostly blood. And it's been packed away for some time, and fortunately this isn't smell-o-vision because it smells like it's been packed away for a long time. But what I came across was back in 2001, Spice Kid was born in 2000, late 2001, I retired officially from wrestling, and that was because I had just been diagnosed. I'd been having, I'll tell you, I've told you guys that story before about how I knew something was really wrong with my memory, you know, sitting in a parking lot at a local mall and unable to figure out how to go home. And I'd been diagnosed with a post-concussion, and that didn't faze me from whether it's a smart decision or not. It didn't stop me from wrestling, but having Braxton did, and I wasn't going to be sitting drooling in a corner somewhere when he needed his dad. So I retired, although I knew I'd still throw in a match here or there because you can't entirely stay away from it, and that's what I did. But that was my official retirement. Now, when that happened, an old website that used to be up from one of the promotions I worked for regularly was allowing people to come in and post their goodbyes or whatever they wanted to say about Curtis Candy, as well as I received several messages because they gave my email address, received several email messages. Now, I've had them put away since I got them. I printed them all out when this first happened, and they've been in a drawer, and I was just cleaning up. And it's weird that I came across this now, considering that recently, for whatever reason, I've been feeling really nostalgic about my younger days in general and wrestling in specific. And this is all it was titled. It was just, I put this folder with wrestling testimonials. And it really struck me because I'd forgotten about this. I had to look at it for a second, and I realized what they were from, and they were all from that time period. And I wanted to read them, and I thought, well, you know what, you guys are twisted. You seem to like it when I get emotionally affected by something. So I thought I'll read them back and share them with you guys now. And I'll tell you, it's difficult even just thinking about reading them again, but this is it. Now the first one I see here is from David. He's not in the business anymore, but Dave, he was one of my best friends in the business. We had to work matches together all the time whenever we were booked in the same place because we knew each other so well, and promoters knew we were going to put on a good match, and it was, there was no limits. And I think we always put together really good matches. Braxton only knew him as Uncle Dave. When I had, and I'll try and get that video for you sometime, when they had the retirement party for me at a wrestling show, I handed Braxton out through the ropes, and all the wrestlers were standing around the ring, and Dave was the only one I would hand him to. All right, again, I don't know how much this is going to get to me, but this is what Dave wrote. He was known as Danger in the ring. I used to see this guy at the gym where I work out, and for not being in the best shape, damn, he was strong. Definitely not in the best shape. I wasn't. Oh, and am not. One day down the road, he came up to me and introduced himself and told me he used to wrestle. He said he wanted to come down to TNT. That was where we initially started World of Hurt Wrestling. TNT was the gym, and train with us. Me being the standoff person that I am, when I meet people, I didn't think much of it at the time. As Curtis started training with us and time went on, I really saw what a special guy this was. Curtis, in my mind, became the best role model on how to conduct yourself. Yikes. He just simply loved being a part of this big dream. That's true. He never had attitude, never a negative moment, just that big old smile on his face. Curtis Candy is a true professional. This guy did anything to get a match over. I took a lot of pride in that. I think Curtis and I went through the biggest feud in World of Hurt, and I tell you, I would bleed for this guy 24/7. There aren't many guys I would trust my life with. Curtis is one I would every day of the week. It makes me sad to know Curtis won't be telling jokes in the locker room or just being there to hang out. It really sucks when you lose one of the good guys. Curtis, I know you're out there. You're not just my friend, but I consider you my brother. I will truly miss you, and I ask that everyone joins us on the March World of Hurt to say farewell to our brother. Thank you, Curtis Candy. This is going to be even harder than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, Dave and I, we had some great times. I'd have to make standalone videos to tell you stories of the things Dave and I did, not only in the ring, but on the road trips back and forth. And wow. He was, yeah, and the feeling's mutual. He was one of those guys. If I came to a show and I was working Dave, and Dave said, okay, I got this spot where I want you to jump off the building, I wouldn't say how, what, where, or why. I would just do it, because if Dave told me to jump off the building, I knew goddamn well Dave had a plan to keep me safe. And I mean that sincerely. Oh, this one is from Doug Hills. Doug Doug is a fantastic artist and is doing quite well in his career with artistry, as a matter of fact now. Good dude. He says, hey, Rusty, broke kayfabe. I'm bummed that you won't be wrestling anymore, but I wholeheartedly commend you on your decision. I probably said it to you before, but I'll say it again. Thank you very much for the wisdom that you gave me regarding my wrestling career. You never had to say much. It was really how you carried yourself. As much as I respect the other guys in the biz, only 3 people have ever really shown me how to carry myself as a professional wrestler. Chip Stetson, great dude. JP Black, fantastic dude. And yourself. And even if I never set foot in the ring again, which for the record I may get back to training, but I probably won't go back to performing, the politics and egos that I saw were getting annoying and taking away why I was wrestling to begin with, to have fun. That's understandable. I feel that I know how one should act with my peers and my fans, and I couldn't have learned that without your help. I also wanted to thank you for the ego boost that you have given me now and again. It did help me when I wasn't feeling sure of myself and feeling like I wasn't cut out for the biz. I know now that I'm cut out for it. I just have to be patient for the right opportunity to arise. Anyway, I do hope that we can still keep in contact and maybe even get together every now and again just to talk about the latest goings on both in and out of the wrestling biz. Talk to you later, and thanks for everything, Doug. Yeah, this is I haven't seen these guys, and it was 2001, so I read them at the time, and I haven't read them since. So we're talking almost 20 years. Jesus, wow, time flies. This is from Matt. Oh, he wrestled as H.C. Still wrestling to this day and doing a phenomenal job. H.C. Loke, if you get an opportunity to see him on the indie scene, and he's all over the Northeast, you're in for a treat. I have some of my favorite stories of how to be a professional in the wrestling business directly involve H.C. Loke, Matt. Oh yeah, absolutely. And again, I can tell you guys those individual stories in individual videos. This is short, but he says, the subject line was, even trolls get old. God bless you, Rusty. Your family, biological and otherwise, are lucky to have you, and I am truly proud to know you, Matt. That's cool. Yeah, Matt. Oh, Matt can work the shit out of a match, let me tell you. Okay. This comes from Mikey, wrestled as Shea Wadey. Well, I, for one, will miss you, bro. I've learned a lot from watching you. You've taught me a lot of things both inside and outside the ring. I'll never forget the day we saw each other in the mall, and you wanted to have a match right there in the hallway. No one else would have even come up to me to say hello, but you actually came up to fool around. Yeah, I know what he's saying. I remember that. It's because he was a greener. He was as green as the grass gets. And what, I don't know, and maybe other guys wouldn't, I don't know. But you're lucky you had your son, because I would have put you in retirement a bit early, tee-hee. Anyways, you're going to be dearly missed backstage, and yes, every time I seen you walk through the doors, a smile came across my face, because I knew that a rib was coming and coming quick. And you always made me laugh when you used to rib on the other guys and all of a sudden turn it into a rib on me. That seems to be everyone's favorite thing to do these days. I only wish I had the chance to actually work you in a match. And if for some odd reason in this crazy business I actually make it to one of the big two, I definitely will not hesitate to say I looked up to Curtis Candy growing up as a kid when I first broke into this business. Thanks for everything you showed me, and I hope to learn more from you if it's possible. Whitey. This is tough, guys. It really is. I don't know if this is a good idea. Okay. Oh, this is from Evan. Okay, I didn't recognize his email address. Wow, I heard you had to retire because of an injury of some sort. That's too bad. I know most of the TSW owners, so I found out pretty fast. That sucks. You're my favorite TSW superstar. It's another organization, obviously, I work for. I wish I could have seen you get the belt. Well, I hope you keep your website running and that we can keep talking. And you should have seen the case of whoop ass. It came out great, too. Bye, you never got to use it. See you later, Evan. Evan used to come to the shows, and now this is all coming back to me. And he would actually bring stuff for me to beat people with. He would, and that's what he's talking about. He brought a can of whoop ass that unfortunately I never got to use. Oh, this comes from still my good friend Kenny. He was a manager. He could work. He would work in the ring as well, but he mostly manages Kenny Casanova. This is just a brief email. I know I remember because it got to me. I know he writes something, it's in here, I'm sure, substantially longer. But in this he wrote, "Oh dude, I will miss you. We gotta chill one night then. Make me a guest on your show." Another guy, talk about some great stories with Kenny. And again, I stay in contact with Kenny, with a lot of guys through social media, through Facebook and stuff. We were just talking the other day on Facebook. Oh boy, this one's going to be kind of rough too. This is from Jeff Starr. He came into the wrestling school at that TNT building when he was like 16. And man, talk about somebody coming in already just loaded with talent. He was athletic, gifted, afraid of nothing. He wrote, "Rusty, dude, I just read your email and I wanted to let you know that I'm truly going to miss you. Brother, you have been there for me since day one and have helped me out since day one. I've never met another person that cares for everyone that he meets. Dude, we had some great matches together, and in my mind, that Candyland match was a classic. I'll tell you guys about the Candyland match sometime. I have it on tape somewhere. Yes, it was. I was so honored to do that with Jeff. We had a good time. Brother, you are such a good friend and a role model to me too. You have truly showed me the ropes in the business and have been one of the most influential people to me as well as a role model. Me and Dave were talking a few weeks back about how cool you are and that you are the one person in wrestling that everyone can trust and no one could ever talk bad about." Jeez, guys, you don't know how much this stuff means to me. "So, Rusty, it's been fun, brother. We've had a blast, but dude, your son needs you, and I can speak for everyone and say that I understand that you have to take care of your son. He's going to grow up way too fast." Oh, Jeff, you have no idea. "And you don't want to miss that. And plus, if any of us ever make it, you'll have to tell him that you used to kick our asses. Well, bro, I'll talk to you soon. Your buddy, Mr. Spotlight, Jeff Starr." And he wrote, "P.S. I mean, if you ever need a babysitter, I love kids, brother." Ooh, yeah. Oh, Jeff and I had some great, and again, I can tell you some great Jeff stories about, I can tell you great Jeff stories about that relate to ribs and how we perverted the poor kid, basically. How we went from being totally unsure of the backstage antics to being among the leaders of the backstage antics. Oh. I forgot. Oh, I didn't even think about this. Yeah. I've got two of them here. This is from Lee. And Lee's not with us anymore. Lee left us in 2003. I'm just debating what I want to do. I guess there's no harm in reading this, but in 2003, things overwhelmed Lee and Lee took his own life. And you should know that he came into our wrestling school and he was fearless, and physically he was great. The only thing he couldn't do was he was scared to talk. He didn't want to do promos at first. So we had a bit of a similar appearance. He had a goatee. His was red. Mine used to be red. And he shaved his head, and so we made him my little brother. So it was Curtis, Curtis and Corky Candy. And I would do all the talking. The original gimmick was he was a mute, you know, and I would do all the talking, and I was the bullying big brother. And of course, we had a great run as tag team champs and everything. Then you turn on each other, and he's the guy that you saw hitting me. If you've seen those clips, I might even put it in this video, hitting me with the stainless steel sink, which is a story in and of itself. Boy, I don't know. There's two from him. Hey, big bro. I just want to say how saddened I am that you are leaving. You've truly been an inspiration to me. I've learned so much from you, and I am going to miss having you as my tag partner. I'm going to miss having you as an opponent. I'm going to miss your guidance, your mere presence in the ring, and your ability to make me laugh and to forget my troubles for a little while. I wish I'd thought more about that forget my troubles for a little while thing. It's going to be weird being a Candy brother without you there for support. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be where I am today, and that's not a work, brother, it's a shoot. Take care of yourself and your kid, man, and don't be a stranger. I love you, bro. I'll just keep right on going to this other one he wrote because I can't pause. Wrestling without Curtis Candy just feels empty. Curtis has been there ever since I started school. He's taught me so much and has been the best tag team partner a guy could ever hope for. I'm going to miss the endless stories about his wrestling past, his comedy work in the nightclubs, the movies he has written, and his life in general. I'm going to miss the wise out. I'm going to miss cracking him over the head with inanimate objects. He was really good at that. I'm going to miss his smile. When I come to the ring, I'll be looking behind me in hopes that he'll be by my side cheering me on. A lot of people ask me if Curtis really is my brother, and I usually answer yes. He isn't my flesh and blood, but I consider him my brother in the wrestling world. Curtis, you're truly a man among men. I will never forget you. That's all for now.